Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. The reality of living with roommates versus living alone is much different. Nowadays, a big number of students wants to live with roommates whereas others prefer to live alone. I strongly agree with the statement that having roommates is more beneficial for the students because the fact is that sometimes studying might be hard, and if student by having companions sometimes studying might be hard. By having companions, students will be able to get more information and do not have any culture shock. To begin with, it is substantial that a lot of first year university students need to concentrate on their studies because the practical reason for this circumstance is that studies are hard, and if students will not be able to focus on their studies, they might be suspended. Furthermore, living with roommates also distracted students, so they cannot fully concentrate on their studies. The evidence for this circumstance is established by California University, demonstrating that 56% of university students living with roommates are not fully concentrate on their studies. The fact this kind of fact exists, but I still consent with the opinion that having flatmates, having roommates is more beneficial for students. Secondly, some students will be able to focus on academic knowledge. Some of them have decent experience in internships and social works. So finding the right internships, social works, and social clubs is the problem majority of students faces. While living with roommates, students will be able to get more information and exchange their knowledge, so they aware from the most vital events of university. The fact is established, but the fact for this statement is established by Oxford University that 86% of university students living with roommates are aware from the 91% of all university news. Now this one is also a big benefit, big fact that for the students to choose live alone or living with roommates. Next, after all, it is crystal clear that international students. After all, it is crystal clear that international students always miss their families, friends, and beloved ones, and the freedom you want to enjoy by living alone comes at a higher price. So if you can't afford able to live alone, the answer is clear that living with roommates is also a financially beneficial solution. And the international students always miss their families, friends, and beloved ones and face serious kind of issues. But the students living with roommates did not face this kind of obstacle because they have people around thereby, and they did not feel too lonely. So additionally illustrating that roommates being the citizen of the specific country where we have to live, so he tells about that country and about the people, about the culture of his country to the international students, which is also a huge benefit for the students to live with other peoples over their parents than their parents. I personally have a 2 year experience in a hostel with my other roommates in my college years. I was in a three-bedded room. Uh, I was in a three-bedded room. I remember that we used to have so much fun together. My roommates are we make best friends each other, and we helped each other. Even our parents were not there to help us,